Hey everyone, me again. It's still Saturday. The time I'm not sure, but I know it's 72 degrees and kind of overcast. Um, I thought I would show you this. Maybe those cars going by are too loud. I don't know. Let's see. When was it? Boy, where has this week gone? Today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. I teach Sunday school tomorrow. In fact, last Sunday I filled in for one of the teachers. So I'm actually teaching 2 Sundays in a row, which is fine with me. I used to. There was a time where I taught every Sunday back home. And then there's been times like every other Sunday. And since last year, here I've been, let's see, there's me, 1, 2, there's 4 other teachers, so we just rotate around, but like me, and then I have a teacher's aide that comes in, and she's really good at helping to write out the Bible verses for the kids. She's about 19, I guess, but I've known her since she was about 7 or 8. And she'll take the little girls to the restroom if they have to go. Then one of the other Sunday school teachers is a husband and wife. And anyway, we rotate. But last week I filled in, and then tomorrow is my Sunday. But I forget what day it was. I forget if it was this week or last week that, well, I mentioned this in one video not too long ago, in fact, in this same parking lot, how Kelly from I Bring It Every Day, her and her husband Moses had gone to a flea market, and she had bought some yarn, and then she went another day, and I think she bought some doilies. Well, I was motivated to go look on Facebook Marketplace. I have not been to thrift stores, garage sales, or Facebook Marketplace. Mostly thrift stores and garage sales I haven't been to. Facebook Marketplace, every now and then I'll look, because there are times where people are offering free stuff. You know, they're moving and don't want to bother going back and forth with people about buying, so they'll post things that are free. So I have looked around there. But anyway, this day I looked, and a lady in Garland had a whole bunch of crochet books, very affordable. So I had seen it the night before, and I contacted her. I said, if these are still available tomorrow in the morning or afternoon, I would be interested in buying them all from you. So the next morning I checked, they were still available, and we met at a automotive place. I don't know if she works there, if she was having work done on her truck. I know I've mentioned this part before. She was so nice to talk to. We set a time to meet, and she thought she was late, maybe like 2 minutes late. And she apologized, saying that she was selling eggs to somebody. So we got talking about chickens. She lives in the part of Garland that she lives in. She can only have 4 chickens and no rooster. But anyway, I bought all the crochet books from her. I forget how many there are. I know a couple of them I already have, but that's okay, because the price was just, just so good. But all my other ones are at home, but this one had fallen off the back seat and landed underneath my seat, and so I have it here in the car, and I thought I'd show it to you. It's called Granny Square Love by Sarah London. I've looked through it, and I found out that she's an Australian designer, and I wish, Ursula, that postage wasn't so much, or I would love to mail you this, because you know you love granny squares, and so don't I. So that's the cover, and there's 25 patterns. Just look at this. I hope you can see. Isn't that nice? So I'm just going to go through it fast because you know my camera. This is the introduction of your yarn, your hooks, and there's directions how to make a granny square. So I'll skip all that. And here's a square cushion. This retails in the United States for $22.99 and in Canada $23.99. You know I didn't pay that for it. I paid a certain price for all of this, all these books. Here's a giant floor cushion. A lampshade. Very retro. If I had a lamp like that, I would do that. Here's a ottoman slipcover. Great way to use up leftovers. A sofa blanket. Christmas stocking. A stool cover. Oh, my little gosling just follows me all over. This is an apron pocket. Dishcloth. Pot holder. Basic things, but still a nice book. I don't know what I'll do with it. This is, oh, a grocer's tote. And a tea cozy. Tablecloth trim. A placemat. A napkin holder. Tea cozy again. This is garland. They're circles though, not granny squares, but it's, I guess, like the beginning of granny square. Here's a headboard cover. A bed sheet trim. That's different. Bedroom blanket. Look at that, Ursula. Really big. Hot water bottle cover. A bold bedroom cushion. Coat hangers. A curtain. Towel trim. I think that's it. Yep. And there's the author. So very good. Oh, my blood sugar this morning was very good. Very good for me. It was 181. So it's still, a little high, but my morning blood sugars have been running in the 200s, so I'm happy with 181. I've said before, when my blood sugar gets between 160 and 163, I get really shaky. But I do feel like the more weight I lose, and if my blood sugars get down to the 170s or 160s, especially 160s, I won't feel shaky. My body will be able to handle that, the more weight I lose. And so today I had black coffee in the morning. I didn't feel like any breakfast, but I did already cook up cabbage, broccoli, celery, and 1 onion. It's all cooked up together in a big pot, and it made a lot. And what I plan to do is make different meals with it. Like I have some ground Italian sausage thawing out, and when it thaws out, I'll cook it up, and I'll take a portion of those greens that I cooked up, and I'll add ground sausage to the portion I take out. And then I have already thawed out some chicken, 2 chicken breasts, and I'm gonna boil them up and then cut them up. They're skinless, boneless, and so I don't have to mess with that. But I'll boil them up and then I'll cut them up, and I'll take a portion of those greens that I cooked and add the chicken to that. Then there'll still be some left that I can I think I'm gonna cook some chickpeas and add some chickpeas to the portion that I mix with the ground Italian sausage, and then the rest of the chickpeas I'll put in the probably the rest of that cabbage, broccoli, and celery. I got in cauliflower, and it looked good in the store, and when I got it home and was washing it and cutting it, it was bad in the middle, so I threw it out into the garbage. I didn't give it to the chickens. And I have to start all over keeping track of what I'm eating, just for me, not for the doctor. The doctor will be able to tell the difference when I bring in my glucometer, but I just want to keep track for me. And I was planning to do a video to share with all of you, but my notebook, my beloved notebook that I always keep in the car for jotting down all kinds of things. The other day, the bleach, I went and did laundry, and obviously when I was coming back out to the car to put my jug of bleach in, I didn't have the lid on all the way, and I didn't notice it until after a while. Bleach got on my notebook, and so you can imagine, things that I had written down are all blurry and smudged, and I'm trying to go through that notebook and recopy some things that I had written down if I can. But needless to say, there's a guy with a little chihuahua. Needless to say, my record of my blood sugar and what I've been cooking is all bleached away in that notebook. Like I say, the numbers are not too important to record because of my meter, but I was still writing them down. You never know when that meter's gonna quit working. That's happened to me before. There's a restaurant over there called Backyard something, and I've never been, but it stays busy. It has the whole backyard fenced in, and they have tables with umbrellas, and they have one section where kids can play all kinds of different games. Like, do you remember that beanbag game when you were a kid? I remember it. You had beanbags and then a piece of wood with holes, and then another piece of wood like screwed through, and you'd throw your beanbag through it. And try to get that piece of wood in the middle of the circle to flip over to a different color or whatever was on the other side. They have that over there for the kids, and just games like that. And in the evening they have a whole bunch of lights. And I think probably you can rent out one part for kids' birthday parties. I don't know, but I do know it stays busy. And that guy with the dog just came out of that backyard and took his little doggie for a walk and a wee and a poop. And he had a poop bag. So that's good. Tuesday, this past Tuesday, when I went to the cardiologist in Plano, I was really close by that Japanese store that I've taken you to before called Deseo. I did a video in there one time, and I tried to do a video this last Tuesday. Granny D had wanted me to go back there if I was in that area because it's really out of my way. And I was just down the street from that place. So I went in there, tried to do a video, but the music was louder than ever before. So I have the video, I just didn't put it up, and I'm not going to because of that. But now what did I get there? Oh, I got some Japanese green tea called matcha, M-O-T-C-H-A. I had read about matcha tea. Now a lady's coming out of there with a little dog. I wonder if it's a dog party. I had read about matcha tea is supposed to be very, very good for diabetes. And I saw that Sprouts had it when I was researching it. But since I was there, the price was better for how many tea bags? I think 20 tea bags in that bag. I got that. And I got that day I was so thirsty, I bought a bottle of matcha green tea that I drank on the way home. And now the tea bag ones, you can make it hot or cold, and I've been making it hot and squeezing some lemon in. The one that I got in the bottle, the matcha green tea, you have to acquire a taste for it. That's about all I can say. But you know what? It was wet and my throat was dry, so I drank it on the way home. But if you get a chance, look up that. It's supposed to be really good for diabetes. And I also got, and I'm going to show you the box and the bottle. I have all that set aside to show you. I also bought this other thing. It's square, maybe about this big, and then maybe this high, I guess. And it fits over your kitchen drawer. Like I have a small drawer for my silverware. It fits over it, and then you can put like a Walmart bag or any bag that size. You fit it over it, and it catches your trash. So that is very convenient, especially if I'm cutting up or peeling vegetables. I got that. Matcha tea, that. Oh, they do sell crochet hooks, knitting needles, and yarn, acrylic and cotton, and they had some thread. Oh, I wish I could remember the brand of the yarn, but I'll show you all this stuff. I bought, it's real thin, maybe like for socks, or maybe you can hold it with another yarn, but I bought 2 of them for Susan, who won my giveaway. And I bought them for her because those plastic container that had all those plastic stitch markers in it that Kristen had donated, they're really not good. And so I have those in a bag with some things that I'm donating to one of those drop-off boxes that we have. We have some that they say clothes, another one says shoes, and then another one says household miscellaneous. And I don't know if people put things where they're supposed to, but I do. And I have that and some other stuff because I've been decluttering in a bag to donate to that. I don't want to give those to Susan because they're really not good. And so I bought 2 of those skeins of yarn to include. And now what happened was, I had come down real sick after that giveaway and then got over it for like a week and then got sick again and then ended up at the doctor's for lab work and ultrasound and the whole story. Well, I had 2 things to mail out to 2 people, one to Susan and one to someone else. And I had them in a recyclable bag. And someone was, a friend was offering to go to the post office for me because they were already headed that way. And I was still getting over being sick and weak and everything. I didn't want to stand in line. I didn't feel like I could stand in line. And our post office always has a long line unless you go early in the morning. Long story short, I just reached into the bag and I grabbed one thing to mail out because I could only at that time afford to mail one thing out. And I thought that I mailed out Susan's, but I didn't, which actually works out better because, well, now let me think. Yeah, I can reopen the envelope because I took those stitch markers out and then taped the envelope back up. That's okay. I have plenty of envelopes. I'm going to reopen it, put everything in a new envelope, and I can include this yarn. That will be better than mailing out this envelope and then having to mail out the yarn separate. So, Susan, I hope that you see this. I've been meaning to email you and explain, but like I say, I don't know where the week went. I don't know where these days go. The other day when I was at the laundromat, I was on the phone, and I'm not a phone person. 42 minutes, and I forget how many seconds, trying to get a doctor's appointment straightened out, scheduled and straightened out because I had it the beginning of April, and it got rescheduled. And then they said that that doctor's not in my network and I'd have to pay about $400 out of pocket. I said, it has to be in the network because I already had an appointment scheduled with that doctor and I got confirmation that it'd be covered. Anyway, back and forth with the doctor's office, with my insurance company. It was a long time on that phone. So it's just been, one thing after another, it seems like. But I do feel better and I am losing weight and my blood sugar